Hello beautiful writers out there. Feedback, right? Feedback can be a serious trap. Why? Because it can trick us into believing that we are no good writers. So there's some serious danger ahead. But no need to hide under the blanket of self-pity any longer. Come out of your self-pity closet and face feedback head on. In this video, I'm going to tell you a method how I deal with feedback and how I manage to stay focused and motivated, dealing with feedback and getting the most out of the feedback that you get. Curious? Let's do this. When you want to tell a story, you need to figure out how to tell the story first, and once you figure that out, you need to understand what comes across and what doesn't. So feedback is definitely a crucial element in any writer's life. There are some things that you should consider before asking someone to give feedback on what you have written. Let's start, with a very serious trap that you can fall into right from the beginning. We as writers, we often tend to go places that are very emotional, and we also tend to be very fragile and sensitive, personalities. That comes just with the territory, which is totally fine. So never seek feedback when your self-esteem is low and you're just looking for approval. This will get you in writer's hell. And I mean that literally, because there's nothing good that can ever come out of this. And also, if you get invited to a meeting, this will often be, the most challenging part about a writer's life, because now you have to face feedback head on. And this is where it gets very hard sometimes, because absolutely it has been your baby and you have nurtured it and you have cared for it so long and so intensely, and now someone, comes in and sort of, really, sometimes it really feels like that, spits on your work. The one advice I can give you right here, right now, don't defend yourself or your work or your writing. It will get you in trouble big time, because people will sense that you're not cut out for it, and they will most likely not work with you. Okay, so how do you handle feedback then? It can be very uncomfortable, to say the least. And it could also be very personal. Sometimes it feels like someone is telling you right to your face that you are a no good writer, because he or she is not saying anything good about your writing. So here's what you can do about it. If you start just by listening to what people have to say, and then before you feel the need to jump in and defend yourself, you jump in and ask a question. A question to clarify the matter or the issue that has just been brought up. So if someone says to you, I feel that your main character doesn't have the right name. I know this sounds really stupid, but it can happen. It did happen. Hopefully not to you. Hopefully never will. But there will be notes out there that feel really strange, and they feel kind of, awkward in the sense of, did this person even get what you were trying to say? Whatever it is, don't go there. Do not take it too seriously, but pay attention. There might be something in there and your job as a writer is to figure out what this something is. Maybe this name problem is just, a means to say, okay, your person, your main character, your protagonist is not very likable. Then your job is to figure out, okay, why? What is wrong here? Is it really the name? Does it go away if I just change the name, or is there something else to it? You jump in, ask questions. Ask, really detailed question. Ask, okay, do you think that a name change in this direction will probably help? Should we make him more, masculine? Should we make him more feminine? Has it something to do with the energy level of the person? Is it what he does at the beginning? Is it the choice that he makes right from the get-go? Try to really lay a finger on it. This way, you'll be safe and you will stay focused. You will not go into defense mode. But who do you ask? Who do you ask for serious and relevant feedback? Everyone's a critic, right? So everyone you ask will have an opinion. The challenge here is to find out whether it's useful information, useful feedback, or if it's just, random. But, let's go through the list where you can find feedback. Of course, the first one is your parents. The thing with your parents is they will probably support the hell out of you, which is totally fine, and that's what they're there for. They will guide you, they will support you no matter what. If you need a mood booster once in a while, it might be okay to seek some, advice and some feedback from your parents. But word of advice here, as far as I understand it, you will, bring out the best in yourself and in your writing when you write the way that you cannot show it to your parents. Okay, next one, friends. That's probably the first thing that you think of. Tricky thing with the friends is they will be too lazy or cannot be bothered reading your script, and when they do this, in a half-assed way, which is totally fine. You cannot blame them, and you shouldn't. But if you're out for feedback, like the following, like your friends telling you, I really enjoyed the part with the dog. This is when you're in trouble. If you have other friends, perfect. Go with them and hold them very dear. Next one, writers. Writers can be jealous of each other, right? You know that. And this is where it gets really shaky. And if a writer reads another writer and thinks, all right, what I'm reading here is really excellent material, it will weaken this writer's perspective. I'm not saying all writers are like that, but since we're all human beings and since we are, also in the same game, reconsider, definitely make your own experiences. And last but not least, professionals. Professionals like myself. There are script doctors out there, story consultants out there. And, working with a professional is probably most likely more a question of money than it is of something else. But there's also something that you need to consider. Even if you are willing to spend the money and you have the money to spend it on some professional opinion, make sure you get to know this person first. Make sure you find out whether you're on the same page. Because most importantly, and this is what I always, try to accomplish from the very first moment on, is I try to figure out what is the vision here of this writer, what is his or her take on life. I need to understand exactly this part to understand where he or she is coming from, to help bring this element out in the writing. The last thing I want to do is I don't want to damage the vision of the writer. I don't want to make this vision mine. I don't want to, make this writing mine. I want to help the writer figure out, the most strongest aspect of his or her own writing and then roll with it and support the writer in the process and point the writer to certain aspects that I subjectively think could, use some more honing. Make sure the chemistry fits and then work your way from there on. And at the end of the day, just keep in mind, not all of the people have to get it and have to get you. If it's not matching, it's not matching. It's okay. Don't be afraid that this will be your only opportunity in life. It's okay to walk away too. It's okay to say, if you don't feel it, and if you feel that this is headed into a direction that is dangerous in terms of, keeping your vision and telling the story that you want to tell, let the people know. Be honest about it. Be fair about it. Like, don't make, them feel that they are wrong about things. Be respectful. but then just, walk away. People will respect that, and people will then therefore even more respect you. Okay, that's it for today. Make sure you like and subscribe and all this good stuff. Check my website down below. There's a bunch of free stuff, worksheets and ebooks on there for you to check out. There's tons of videos out here, and there's also my Instagram. Make sure you check that for daily motivation and also tips and tricks on the craft of writing. Make sure you tune in next week again on Wednesday. I will be uploading new videos each Wednesday. Whenever you have a topic that you want me to cover, feel free to write in the comments below. And also, if you have any suggestions considering these videos and the content of it, please write me a PM or write a comment down below. Thanks for all your support, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure you tune in next time. Until then, right on, guys.